Hey everyone, hope you are doing well. Today we are going to solve trapping rainwater. In this problem, we are given a n non-negative integers represent an elevation map where the width of every bar is 1. We have to compute how much water it can trap after raining. Some of the user might be thinking that this problem is like the container with most water by looking at this picture. But you are wrong. In the container with most water calculates one global container, whereas trapping rainwater requires calculating water at every index based on its left and right boundary. Let's take an example and try to find the intuition behind this. That how can we solve this? So in this example, if I check like the water contains in this level which is 1 and at this level which is also 1, so we calculate while moving forward. So here there is trap of 2 unit of water, and after this there is 1 unit of water. Then when we see forward, then 1 unit of water is also stored at this position, so total will be 6. We cannot store the water here since this is the last position, and if we store the water like somehow it will spill from here to the outside, means it will overflow, and same in the starting it will overflow from here, so we cannot store, and we cannot store above this or here we cannot or here, since there is no big block. If there is block like this is will be extended, so we can store the water here, but for now we cannot store since the block is at this position max. So let's start with the brute force approach. So while moving forward, we have to take the minimum of the left box and the right block, as the water contains in the level of minimum block. And to know the water level that can be stored, it will be equal to the minimum of left max and the right max, means the height, minus the height of ith element. So I is 0 at this position, and the left max is 1 and the right max is 2. So the minimum will be 1, and 1 minus 0 it will be 1. So that's how we got the unit of water tapped between the blocks. So in the brute force approach, we have to iterate from starting to the end, from 0 to n, and then we calculate like adding up the water, and this will be our condition. And after the for loop, we simply return the water, and this will be approach for the brute force. And for finding the left max and the right max, we can take two vectors for like the prefix sum and the suffix sum. Suppose this will be our example. So if we calculate the prefix sum, like we have to take the array of the same size that the original array has. So if I take the prefix sum array and initialize it with empty, and we push the value while moving forward, we have to take the maximum. So the maximum is 0 till now. Then there is 1, then there is again 1. Since there is one maximum here, and after moving forward we can say that 2 is maximum till now. Then 1 is smaller than 2, so we ignore it. 0 is also smaller than 2, so we ignore it. But we have to store the maximum till now. So the 1 is also smaller, so we push the 2. Then there is bigger element than 2, which is 3. So we push the 3. Then there is 2, which is smaller, so we continuously push the 3 and again 3. And since 2 is also less than 3, so again 3. And 3 is less than 1, so again 3. And that's how we build the prefix sum. And we can check the left max till now by checking the prefix sum array. And we do the same process for the suffix sum, but instead of iterating from the starting till the end, we iterate from end to the 0th element or index, so that we can make the suffix sum array. So the suffix sum array will be like the maximum from the big last is 1. Then there is 2, then there is again 2, then there is again 2. We have to push the values from the end, like when we iterate from the n-2 to the 0th element, I will be n-2, so we will push according to that. So the next element is 3, so we push the 3. And then there is 1, 0, 1, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0, which is all smaller, so we push the 3 for each. So I will count, like it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 2, 3 also push. So this will be our suffix sum, and this will be our prefix sum. Now we write the code for the same. So first we take the size of the height, that will be int n equal to height of the vector. Then we have to take the vector for prefix sum. Let's say as left max, and size will be n. And we do for the right max, which will be our suffix sum. So right max, and we initialize with n elements, and we initialize the left max as first element. Then we calculate our left max, which is our prefix sum. So it's starting from 0 till the n I plus plus. Not starting, it will be from 1 position, since we have already took the 0 element. Then the left max will be the max of left max I minus 1, comma height of I. And we write for the right max. So first we have to initialize the right max, that n minus 1 position. It will be height of n minus 1. Then we iterate from the end to the 0th position. n minus 2, I greater than equal to the 0, I minus minus, and the right max is equal to the max of right max I plus 1, and the second parameter will be height of I. Now as we have the prefix sum and suffix sum array, so we take a variable water in which we store the sum. So we have to iterate from the starting till the end in the vector. And the water will be is equal to the minimum of left max I comma right max I and minus the height of I, and in last we return the water, and this will be our answer. Let's run this, submit it. Its time complexity will be bigger of n since there is no nested loop, but its space complexity is bigger of n for the prefix sum and the suffix sum array. So we have to optimize this solution. So if we see in this image, then there is one thing which will be obvious, that no matter what will be the right, we have to check the left one, which should be smaller than the right one, as the water at any index depends on minimum of left max and the right max, and if left height is smaller than the right height, then left side is limiting boundary. So we can safely calculate water using left max without knowing the exact future right max. And similarly, when right height is smaller, like this one, we can process the right side using the right max. So in this solution, we can take two-pointer approach. Let's understand with this example. So consider the bar at index 2 with height 0. The tallest bar on the left is 4 and the tallest bar on right is 5. The water level at this position will be limited by the smaller boundary, which will be minimum of 4, 5 is equal to the 4. So the current height is 0. So the water tap between here, like it will be 4 minus 0, 4. Now consider index 4 with height 2, and when we check the left bar and the right bar, so the minimum of 4 5, so the height will be 4 minus the minimum of 4 5, which is 2, equal to the 2. And from this observation we can say the amount of water tapped at any position depends on the minimum of the tallest bar on its left and the tallest bar on its right. So for using the two-pointer approach, we take two variables, left and the right, pointing to the 0th index and the n-1 index, which represent the highest bars seen so far from the left and the right side. And we always process the side with the smallest height, because the smaller boundary determines how much water can be trapped. For example, 4 and 5, which will be height of left and the height of right, the left side is smaller, and since there is already a taller one on the right, we know the water level on the right side will be determined by the left max. Therefore, we can safely calculate water at the left pointer without knowing exact future value of right max. Similarly, if the right side is smaller, suppose 2 and 4, so we process the right pointer because the right boundary becomes the limiting factor. As we have already checked in this case, 4 minus 2 is equal to 2, as right max is 2, and the minimum of 4 and 5 means the left max and the right max is 4, so 4 minus 2 equal to 2. Let's move to the code. So first we take a 2 pointer starting 0 and the right, which will be equal to the n minus 1. Now we maintain two variables that will be left max pointing to 0 and the right max pointing to the 0, and these variables store the highest bar seen so far from both directions. Now we take a variable in which we will return the answer, means the total trapped water, and the standard while 2 pointer approach will be when left is less than right, means when the both pointers are overlap each other we stop, or you can say when both pointers meet. So we compare both sides. If height of left is less than height of right, we update the left max. So first we have to check if height of left is greater than equal to the left max. Then we update the left max, so it will be left max equal to the height of left, else if the current bar is shorter than left max, water can be trapped above it. So the water plus equal to the left max minus height of left, and then we do left plus plus, else if the right side is smaller we process the right pointer. So we have to update the right max, height of right greater than equal to the right max, then right max is equal to the height of right, else if the current bar is shorter than right max, water can be trapped above it. So the water is equal to the right max minus height of right, and then we move the right, and after the while condition we have to return the answer, which will be our water. Let's run the code. Okay, so we have forgot the semicolon. Submit it. Its time complexity is bigger of n and the space complexity is bigger of 1, since we are only using the constant time extra space. And that's it. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one.